What? Another video on the same day? That's right. It's another video on the same day, people. What I do for you guys, so you guys can understand the math. Here we go. So, on the previous video that I just uploaded, we went over the first rule of exponents. Okay, remember the rule was, well, let me show you an example. So, we have this. If you have the same base, but the exponents are far away from each other, you add the exponents, okay? Now, what if the exponents are close to each other? That's what we're going to learn today. What I mean by this is this. What happens if you get something that looks like that? Well, notice that the exponents are right next to each other. They're attached. That's what I call it. They're attached. You could do a number of ways to solve this problem. I could expand it. So that 4 tells you to write this 3 to the second power 4 times. So 3 to the second times 3 to the second times 3 to the second times 3 to the second. And then you're like, oh yeah, I know how to do that already. They have the same base, so I could add the exponents. So 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 will give me 3 to the 8th. Perfect. Let's do another one. M to the 5th to the 3rd power. Notice that the exponents are attached. Let me just do the expand. Remember, this was expanded form. So I'm going to write m to the 5th 3 times. M to the 5th times m to the 5th times m to the 5th. Okay? Oh look, the bases are the same. So what do you do with the exponents? Just add them. 5 plus 5 plus 5 will give me 15. And there you go. Let's do one more. P to the 3rd power raised to the 5th power. And by the way, these are called power to a power. The reason why is you have an exponent raised to another exponent. So this one, I'm going to write p to the 3rd 5 times. P to the 3rd times 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 p to the 3rd. Okay? So we have the same base, so add the exponents. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is p to the 15th. Now, there's definitely a faster way of doing this. This is too much. This is way too much. Do you see a pattern? How do I go from here to here right away? Same thing here. Well, you guessed it. I hope you found out the pattern. 2 times 4, 8. 5 times 3, 15. 3 times 5, 15. So this is going to be rule number 2. Rule number 2 states this. If the exponents are attached like this, or literally right next to each other, that's when you multiply. But when the exponents are far away, or there's space in between the exponents, that's when you add. So rule number 2, once again, exponents attached, you multiply. So let's go over some examples to reinforce that. Okay, number 1. W to the 5th to the 2nd power. Okay, are the exponents attached? Are they right next to each other? Yeah, they are. 5 times 2 is 10. You're done. That's it. Number 2. 3 to the 6th power raised to the 5th power. Are the exponents attached? Yeah, they are. So you just multiply. 3 to the 30th power. What if I give you this? X to the 6th times x to the 7th times x. Are the exponents right next to each other? Well, no. There's some space in between them. Remember, when there's a space in between them, the exponents still like each other, but there's a space in between them. So in that case, you add the exponents. 6 plus 7 is 13. 13 plus, don't forget about that 1, is 14. So that one's x to the 14. So do you guys see the difference between these and the ones where you have power to a power and then things that we learned from the previous video? So that's a big difference, okay? So let me once again point that out. Well, let me go over another problem that I went over in class that you really need to know this. Okay, this is called the monomial. You'll learn this more in high school, but I'm still throwing it at you. Okay, do you guys notice that the exponents are attached here? But you're like, well, these exponents are not that close. But once you see that an exponent is attached, that's when you can multiply. Okay. The 4 has an exponent, and it's an exponent of 1. Don't forget to put an exponent. If it doesn't have 1, it's always going to be 1. So you just multiply. Or 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 4 is 8. That's it. That's the answer. Those are the special ones. Okay? So let me make that emphasis in terms of the difference. So once again, I have x to the 6 times x to the 4th versus something that looks like that. Once again, if the exponents are far away from each other, that's when you add. So in this case, it's x to the 10th. But here, you notice how they're so close to each other. They're attached. That's when you multiply. So there you go. So that's rule number 2. When the exponents are close to each other, they are attached, that's when you multiply. And that's it for rule number 2 of exponents. So we're done with rule number 2.